Welcome, Lauren Garner. My name is Gabrielle Nickens-Garner, and I am a career advising coach with MoCo. I'm going to start this interview off by asking you to tell me a little bit about yourself and your professional background.
Yes, so my professional background is an X-ray tech. It's also known as a radiologic technologist. I've been doing it for about 12 years now. I went to Prince George's Community College for my education.
Wow, that sounds exciting. What motivated you to pursue this career path?
What motivated me was I had to get an MRI done of my back, so it piqued my interest to pursue further education.
Interesting how that piqued your interest in that way. So, how do you stay updated with the latest trends and developments in your industry?
So every 2 years, radiologic technologists have to submit continuing education credits to our registry.
And what do you, at this point, consider to be your greatest strengths and weakness as a professional?
I would say my strengths are communication. I'm a team player. I show up on time and I believe in teamwork. And my weaknesses, I would say, are the job being so labor intensive that it can have wear and tear on your body and you eventually get tired.
I see. So, can you describe a challenging situation you faced at work and how you overcame it?
Sure. There was a position I had as a lead tech in a hospital. We had to use ASCOM phones. It's like a cell phone that has a certain number or extension associated with it. And at one point in time, there were several techs all over the place in the hospital. So I went to my manager and asked if we could have more than one device so that that way could be more communicative ways to reach out to each other.
That sounds quite interesting. Can you walk me through a typical day in your role?
Absolutely. So every day I arrive to work at about 7:30. I work for an orthopedic doctor's office now. So get there about 7:30 and I start up the machine, make sure the computers are up and running, make sure that I can see all the orders and everything that comes through. And when an order is placed, the medical assistant, she'll place it into the system. I'll go grab the patient from their exam room. I'll walk them back with me to my x-ray room. And while they're in the x-ray room with me, I'll position them and I'll do about 2 to 3 pictures, sometimes more, depending on what the provider orders. And after that, I will take them back to their exam room.
Interesting. So, tell me, how do you handle stress or pressure in your day to day work?
Sure. So every day, if I am in a stressful time or should have a stressful moment, I'll take deep breaths. I'll take a walk. And if anything escalates further than that, I'll go to my manager and have a talk with him.
The job sounds very intensive. So, how do you handle or balance your work life personal responsibilities?
I can say that with this job, I'm grateful that while I'm there for my 8 hours, that's all I have to worry about. When I come home, I don't have to worry about answering any other calls. There's no on call hours. Once I'm at work, that's it.
This may be an interesting question for you. If you could give your younger self one piece of professional advice, what would it be?
I would tell my younger self that if an opportunity presents itself to you, especially in the field that you're currently in, to learn something new and get training, I would say go for it. I would say don't hesitate and take advantage.
Okay, so what was your dream job when you were in middle or high school? And how did that change over time, or did it?
So my dream job actually was to become an ER doctor. I was always fascinated with how the body works and why it works the way it does. And I decided to take this route just to provide a different point of view to see how things work.
And what was it that truly, truly inspired you to be an ER doctor?
Well, part of that was because I've always had an interest in medicine. I also have an aunt who is in the medical field as well, so that kind of inspired me too.
Well, what would you tell a 6-year-old about your job? How would you explain that to them?
Usually I would describe it to a child, even if I had to x-ray them myself, that it's a big camera, that it won't hurt. It's just going to be a bright light and it's just going to make a beep noise and it's just going to take a picture of all the bones in the body.
Okay, I'm sure they enjoy that after you explain it that way. If you could work from anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
I would love to work by a beach, on the beach, or near the beach, just because I love the sunshine and I love to relax.
So, what's the coolest piece of technology or equipment you get to use in your job?
I would say the X-ray machine itself, because I've been in the field for quite some time. I've been able to see different machines and how they've evolved. And I would say the best ones are the newer ones. They're more digital. They're faster.
At this point in your life, what would you consider the best piece of advice that you've ever been given?
I would say the best advice I was given to always stay true to yourself and to never compromise yourself or anybody else.
Wow, that's a statement in itself. What at this point would you say the impact your job has on the community or the world?
I would say in radiology as a whole, it helps to diagnose things faster, especially in the ER setting. If somebody has a complaint of chest pain, it allows us to go to them and take the X-ray and be diagnosed faster. Also, in a different field of mammography, we are able to help diagnose and treat people throughout the community for breast cancer awareness of screenings.
This is our last question. If you could have any fictional character as a coworker, who would you choose and why?
I would choose Tweety Bird because that was always my favorite character, and I love the wittiness of Tweety Bird.
Well, Ms. Garner, I really want to thank you for spending this time with me and explaining about your job. You have a great evening, and I look forward to possibly interviewing you again.
Thank you so much.
Have a good evening.
You too.